What's up, guys? Syntax here. We pulled Absolute Void today, which is a pretty well-known, G3 guild, and I wanted to kind of showcase some of their guys's, defenses that they're using right now at the G3 level for Guild War, which, as you guys have probably seen some of my other videos, I'm kind of a big fan of Guild War. And, one of the nice things is that everyone kind of can do it differently. There's still so many comps that haven't been, discovered or really thought of. So it's always kind of fun to check in with the best guilds and see what the, some of the top end players are using for their Guild War defenses. You guys, a lot of people know Baran. So some people are probably curious kind of what he's rocking on defense and how it works. And a lot of people, oh, and congrats to Nick last week for the legend. They got the legend finish, which I don't think that was his first one, but still quite an accomplishment either way. So congrats, Nick, for that. I think he's changed his name now to Mac. I'm not going to try and pronounce it because if you've ever heard me, I cannot pronounce his name whatsoever. So I just call him Nick. See who else we got in here. We're probably going to start with Nick today. And I know I've been using on some of my Guild War videos, I've been using the same comps over and over again. And that's going to change, especially after free rune removal. This will probably be the last Guild War video that I shoot prior to free rune removal. And the reason why is when it comes to Guild War, I do like to switch it up. And I like to switch it up on a monthly basis. So we're going to get some all new units in here. I'll probably have some more Zerg type teams. We'll have some Theo showcase. My Chow will be ready soon. He's still a couple devils short. I think we're like 6 short right now. It's a progress. If anyone knows how the Devilman type stuff goes, it's definitely a work in progress. But yeah, so we're gonna jump right in. And like I said, we will focus more on mixing it up. I've got a ton of other units we can showcase too, doing Guild Wars, which is always fun, seeing new comps and stuff. This will probably be, the last one of really this kind of current makeup and setup. Let's see here. I'm not sure how fast Nick's Tiana is, and if you guys have ever watched me, I don't really play the speed game, but I can. I've got somewhat decent speed stuff. He does have a speed lead though, so if I wanted to do that, I would probably need to switch over to a speed lead. Because I think I can match his Tiana, but I'm not sure. And if I really cared, I would probably go look it up, because I think I can find Nick in the top 100 right now. But I don't really care. If I lose, I lose. Whatever. Ain't no thing. Ain't no thing. Let's see. So he doesn't have a defense break aside from Tiana, which is not what Tiana's going to do anyway. Whoa, it's probably useless bringing immunity. You know what we could do with this is we need something to draw that Tiana's fire. And what we could do is my classic what I do against Zeros comps in real-time arena, which seems to work well. Well, he doesn't. Okay, so he doesn't have an attack buff either, right? So he might not be able to one-shot anything. So let's play this a little differently. Let's do this. We're gonna build a passive fire comp. 1, the fire will counter Sierra, and 2, I don't need to worry about getting stripped or reset because all of these guys are gonna operate on a real nice level with their passives. So we can do something like that. Yeah, you can interchange like a Perna in there too. That's something a little new, huh? I could also just get entirely destroyed right away because I'm not putting in a focus fire for the Sierra, so it could just kind of draw all of that fire directly on top of the Verde, which is what I don't want. I want the Verde to get blasted by the Zeros. All right. And then for the top one, we'll try and make this a little quicker than normal. We'll try that comp. Let's go with it. We'll work with it. We'll see. I keep saying I lose at Guild War, and I do. It's just I would like to get one on tape. Not necessarily that I want to lose, but if I'm going to lose, I would like it to be one that I've seen. So, because I have gotten some of the guys that I've shot the video of doing their defenses have said, oh, it's cool to see how my defense kind of reacts, against whatever. Yeah, so if I do lose, hopefully we'll get it on camera, right? And some of these guys, if they're checking it out, or the guildies can You can see how these things are working for him. Let me see you work it. I have never tried Annabelle in this comp, and I think it'll work well. I mean, pretty much everything works for Hathor, right? Someone was asking me about Orion. Orion works great, sure, why not? Man, I'm getting some stunnies today. Yeah. I did get a new mic, so if the sound, you know, if you guys want to post, this will be the last time. If you guys say the sound levels are good, I won't ask about them again. I won't mention them again, and we'll just leave the settings right where they're at. Otherwise, you know, if the sound needs adjusted somewhat, let me know in this video on the comments, and we'll make those adjustments and you know, go from there. Sound good? I'm gonna pop this Kumar. Teddy bear punch. Teddy bear punch. Annabelle's just sweet. How do you not like Annabelle? I didn't like her when I first got her. I was like, what a worthless unit. Seriously, she was in storage forever, and then I was like, man, she's worthless unless you skill up. She needs a lot of skills, but she's sweet. She's what I like to call. So I have these units that I use, or I see other people use. Annabelle's what I'd call a pro unit. She can be used by anybody, right? But she's got a high skill cap because there's so much you can do and build and ways to build her and stuff that she really has a lot of flexibility. And there's other units that aren't like that. There's a lot of units that are not like that. That you have this one build only. Oh, okay. So see how these. Oh, look at that. Did you guys see that? That was pretty sweet, right? He didn't skill cooldown reset either, did he? So we're gonna see if we can chop him. Let's get out in front of the Sierra. Yeah. Passives are king against Zeros. Passives are king against Zeros. That's a song I wrote. It's still in the works. Oh, to the dome! All right, so you guys just saw a really good way. This is how I counter those Zeros comps on. If you guys have overwatched me RTA and you see those Zeros Lucian comps, passives, man, passives is where it's at. Yeah. All right, so that was Nick, but Nick's rocking out, and this might not be his end of the week defense, right? So I just want to draw that as well, you know. Although he does have some nice wins, it looks in here, a couple winnies. You know, we've only rushed a few times with Elegy, and it's kind of different when you rush to, kind of like similar, but not exactly like an arena rush. All right, so let's move on to Barian while we're at, everybody knows Barian, right? He's pretty much the most famous human being that has ever graced Summoner's War, except for maybe YDCB. Now, Barian's got some really, really nicely statted stuff, and he's got stuff I hate fighting. Like, that Wind Panda's really gross, and I've beaten him before, but I've also lost to him before. So, this should be fun, right? Yeah. I don't want to bring the Hathor against the Sec comp because I'm worried that Sec's going to reset him. Well, maybe not. You know what? You know what we could try? Well, that won't work either. And we're going to need a little bit of, and you know how fast, you guys know how fast that, how fast his Orion is? It's really fast. It's like 302 or 3. I forget exactly. It's fast enough that I know I don't have anything that can touch it. That's how fast. But if you guys notice, like, some people might actually like my playstyle a lot because I'm one of the probably few people who doesn't really, I don't like to get bogged down in that booster, fastest, speed mentality. And you guys might hear me talk about this at some point, but it's kind of like my mentality is much more about turn advantage versus turn order. Like, when you use a booster, you're not necessarily giving yourself turn advantage. You're just giving yourself a temporary boost in your turn order, and you know, your units move first. But if you have really fast units all around, you could have superior turn or advantage, which is what I like, is having a high turn advantage. So it's, you know, some people might see like someone like me who does a lot of my stuff and in the way I play, I don't worry about the boosting so much. I don't care about moving first, you know. I'll take it, whatever, just give it to me, lay it on me. You know, sometimes there's definitely times when everything goes right against these AIs, and yeah, you know, I get zonked. I get zonked hard, but although, you know, I might get to move first if I can get this Olivia out here, right? So against Sierra, I think we're going to want to use Perna. And I really need to build like a tanky Perna. And I think we're going to want to use some resist here, right? Which is another good lead for Hathor. Because I think I've heard Barian mention multiple times about how he gets hosed on resist a lot. And since he can't reset all my cooldowns, we'll use Vela. Because Barian, if you guys don't know this, Barian has got a lot of monsters, but he really wants a Vela. So we're just going to kind of, if he does catch this one, we'll kind of using his most wanted against him. Barian's most wanted. I'm going to try and kill the Orion first because it's unmanageable once it gets rolling. Once it gets rocking and rolling, it's probably going to get rocking and rolling here pretty quickly. Oh, come on, crit. Look at that. Water, no crit, thingy up, everything. Doesn't matter. One more of those. Nope. No crit. That was just good RNG is what that was. Okay, don't like that. It's pretty quick. Pretty quick. Alright, so I don't really have a plan because this thing's just going to yank him right back up, right? I think I'll drop bombs, I guess, on... Oh, really kind of... Yeah, there we go. Maybe I'll get another one off before I die. Yeah. Oh. Sorry, Barian. I got the luck today, man. Because I'm going to take your panda down with my Rakan. I'm going to take your panda down with my Rakan. Oh, I'm going to take them all out. You're all going. Oh, my gosh. Okay, so... RNG went in my favor big time. I mean, this has nothing to do with how good or bad this defense is. That's a lot of RNG to go right for me. That kind of sucks overall because you really don't get to see how good this defense is because that's all, that's just RNG going heavily in my favor. Not that, I haven't won this yet. This thing's ruined so insanely well. I just don't think it can beat a Rakan straight up. It's definitely going to probably beat the other two. Although he's probably getting stunned here, yeah. I'm gonna knock him back. That was, yeah, that was some RNG right there, man. Sorry, Baron's probably, if he watches this, he's gonna know though. There was no skill whatsoever in that. That just everything went my way, which is rare because usually if you guys have seen these things on the defenses, they go every other way, right? Oh, that was kind of well, I guess Sierra's not gonna switch unless he got a defense break, right? Oh, I did have a defense. Why did your Sierra derp like that? Shouldn't he have focused the? No, whatever. I thought Sierra, when you have a defense break up, it would have focused the Perna then. I could be off about that, but I think I picked some nice comps actually, which is surprising because I usually just bone these comps so badly. All right, let's get this thing down. For that, yeah, proc. All right, man. And I got some procs on this one too, right out of the bat. So overall, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I got or outplayed anyone because these were some nice little RNG twists for old Syntax. Yeah, let's talk about Sec, baby. Let's talk about you and me. This could go a little bit though, working this thing down. The power of Vela. Under my Vela. If you guys notice, I like to turn regular songs into Summoner's War songs by rhyming things. It's just a small hobby of mine, no big deal. Alright, this is probably... Is this Nem or Despair? A lot of procs there. I'm procking like I'm the defense, to be honest. Okay, it's Despair. Procking like I'm the defense. Right, well, at the very least, you guys get to see the units that are used. You might not get to see them in all their glory, because they're, and that's kind of the thing about Guild Wars, I know sometimes these things go, and they go so much that you just don't even have a chance to do anything. There's a lot of good players in this guild. I don't want to. Let's What's Contagious got that no one in my guild has attacked yet? Oh, someone did. Rock did. Sorry, Rock, I didn't mean to call you out there. You know, I've heard people complain about Kingor's Perna before. You guys want to kind of see what he's rocking. Look at that cracker. That's cool. I think a lot of people know I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm not even gonna try. We'll just call him DJ. I think a lot of people know DJ. He's been around a while too. Tish has got a nice Perna. Yeah, some cool stuff, right, guys? Let's go with we're gonna go with Faye though. Faylorn is actually a friend of mine, and it looks like pretty stellar defense. You know, plus it's got a Firmine, which is cool because I think this is a really underrated unit, to be honest. So we'll go ahead and attack Faye in case Faye catches one of these vids and wants to see how their defense is doing. We got to think a little bit about how we're going to play this, though. So you got immunity. You know, one area that I am weak on is strips. I don't have a lot of strips. I've got single target strips, I guess. Well, I guess Vela could kind of help out here, right? They do have one strip. I probably want a defense break, though, right? Unless, yeah, I'm not going to be able to sleep them. But they don't have immunity on this one. And I guarantee that Firmine is going to be a complete pain to down. It's going to take like 20 hits because its defense is going to be so high without a break. What I could do is throw an Annabelle in there. I like that. Got a little bit of heals, a little bit of immunity. Got you know, Rakan laying down the thunder. The Thunder Man, as I like to call it. This one, I kind of feel like I'm gonna, you know, with all of the wow, this is a good defense, and the reason why is it's got heals, it's got DPS with the Firmine, which probably hits like a truck with a defense break. I think people really underestimate this unit, to be honest. And this is a well thought defense because this thing, I believe, gets stronger as allies die, right? But you gotta you gotta kill the Iona first. So yeah, that's a pretty and it's not really, you know, oh, my thought process is let's get in here and Sierra this thing, which I think my Sierra's down anyway. But I think Faye was even thinking about that because you've got the cleanse too on top of that. So yeah, this is I just want to highlight that is a stellar thought process for that type of a defense. This thing might not even be copperable because that defense is probably so ridiculously high. So this is kind of what you know, if you've got a Firmine or however you pronounce that, an Iona, or because this is probably one of the best Guild War defenses I think I've ever seen in terms of theory crafting. That's just smart all the way around. So I will give mad props for that type of a defense. I gotta think of what I'm gonna bring to lose to it. Okay, let's try this. Someone was mentioning, can I pair Orion with Hathor? Yeah, I think so. You know, I think you could bring, because you get that extra defense break, stun, you know, all that good stuff. Let's pop some energy here. Yeah, so let's see how this goes. I already got 2 big wins, though, mostly thanks to RNG, so if I lose, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with myself as a person if I lose. We don't want to get stunned, so we're going to pop immunity right off the bat, even though I'm not going to be able to get defense break up right away. I think, okay, so yeah, I was going to say Faye's, if I remember correctly from arena defense, the Okanos is built pretty tanky as well. Yeah, okay, we got that strip. That was a good strip. Can I get a break? Nope. I got it crushing. Garbage is crushing. This is actually kind of a newish comp. I've not really messed around with a comp like this before, but I'm kind of liking this, to be honest. This is kind of a... I don't like where I'm still working on my Annabelle, and that's just going to be a constant work in progress. Ideally, she's going to have more health. Her health's kind of low right now. I don't care so much about the Annabelle's attack power, to be honest. I think it was smart for me to bring Rakan against Okidokes. Man, that thing hits hard, right, Tesh? Yeah, no, you're gonna get to the dome. Punch you in the nose. Stupid brownie. Right, now we need just a collapse proc right here just to really cinch this thing. Whew. Well, I guess it's last fight. I don't care if that dies. And proc. Proc. Gonna start laying down the thunder, as I like to call it. Laying down the thunder. All right, proc. All right, now on to the where the only way I think I can beat this one is based on pure RNG. So fingers crossed, right? Oh, see, I didn't get that Anavel. All right, I got him on. I got lucky there. I got a proc because I didn't get the Anavel, the cleanse. Wow, this thing has got some health. Look at that. I just hit that for 28,000, and I think it's still above half health. That thing's got some health, man. That's probably like a 60k Iona. Oh, thunder. This is why, okay, so this is why Furmine's actually good, because of that taunt, as well as it's a defense. So we talk about these defense scaling monsters, right, which I love. I'm just such a huge fan of these things. These defense scaling monsters, and ones that are immune to defense break or have a natural counter to that I like even more. But Furmine is just awesome. Like, people say, oh, it's definitely, you know, Artemil is definitely way more in terms of uses or whatever, but I could do a lot with the Furmine because I like those types of units, and the best runes that I've pulled over the years playing this game tend to complement skill sets like a Furmine, or, you know, an Artemil too. I guess anybody could do well with an Artemil. It's just kind of broken at this point. But yeah, it's just such a, you know, you don't see it a lot. You don't see it used well a lot. I think it's used perfectly here. I think this is the only way, if I do win this match, that I'm gonna win this match, and that's by constantly getting that RNG stuns on the right units and the knockback. I mean, this is the thing, like, everything's so fast too. This thing is like, this is a beefcake of an Iona. This thing is a beefcake. Whew, finally got one down. I don't want to, you know, I got to kill the Furmine, because if I kill the Anavel, this thing's probably going to be so ridiculously strong afterwards. But although I need to keep that Anavel controlled the whole time too. See, this is what I don't want, because if this thing starts really proccing on me. Okay, and another thing I haven't really talked about is how to build an Orion. You guys, I see a lot of people build these Orions different ways. You see how hard that thing hit on its first skill with defense rate? I mean, this thing's just popping me. All right. Popping me. So you guys should be building, you know, top tier builds for Orion. They are accuracy. You guys need accuracy, and that's because these stuns and landing these things becomes very, very crucial in wins. You know, you will win and lose matches based on how your Orion stuns. So I actually run on my Orion a slot 6 accuracy, and I don't think a lot of people talk about that, and a lot of people build it differently. But in my opinion, you should build your Orions with a lot of accuracy, and you will see a lot of people do that, running those high speed accuracy slot 6s. You know, this, to me, this type of comp, this is the only possible way I could have beaten this comp, is using a lot of crowd control, CC, and getting a little bit of lucky too. Like, look at how hard this thing is to take down. This is really, to be honest, you know, this is a top tier comp. So Faye, that was good. I really like the second team you're rocking here. Yeah, so that was Phaelorn, and Nick and Barons, and again, I walked away unscathed. So you know, that was fun. Good job, guys. These are awesome defenses. Glad everyone kind of got to check everything out. You know, and we'll change it up for the next one, guys. Next, we got a free rune removal coming up. Should be a good time. We'll get some new. I got a new video concept I'm gonna do that I like to do on free rune removal days, so it'll be fun. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, if you guys want to check me streaming, I stream every Thursday night, RTA, the challenge, at 9 o'clock. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.